Alright guys, so today what we're doing is we're going to be doing the oil change, and since I have the skid plate off, we're going to be installing the Boomba rear motor mount. So oil change is basic, you know, there's nothing special there. I'll give you some little tips, and then actually let's go ahead and crack open the motor mount. So I decided to get blue, and it's not like it really matters because this is going to be like under the car where you can't see it, so you know, but I figured, why not? So why'd I pick the Boomba? I picked it because I actually had their rear motor mount on my Fiesta ST, and while yeah, it does give a lot of noise, vibration, and harshness, NVH, I felt like it did its job. It was good. And honestly, I had no issues with it, and that was one of the first things I installed in the Fiesta, and that lasted for about 3.5 years. Alright guys, so one of the first things you want to do before jacking up a car, any car, and especially, well, of course, in this case we're only jacking up the front end of the car, you want to make sure that you got some chocks laid down on your rear wheels, so that way, I know you put the parking brake on, and maybe you put, well, in a front wheel drive it's not going to matter if you put it in gear, but just as a precaution, always put something to hold basically the rear wheels in place so the car doesn't roll on you when it's jacked up. Okay, so as a rule of thumb, I've noticed, and I've learned this from some guys at the track in Spec Miata, and it's true. Your jack up point on the side of a car, at least towards the front, is you just take your mirror and you go straight down. And usually right there is where you'll find your pickup point. So as you guys can see, your jacking point is this lip, and it's pretty much standard on all cars. You're gonna see this like pinch. It looks like where two pieces of metal meet, and they pinch them, go across both sides of the car. And usually I've seen this in pretty much every car. So you're gonna jack the car up at this point, and then you're gonna put your jack stand on either side of this. Whew, it's hot. That's it from jacking up the car. All right, so car's jacked up. So now, just so it's a little bit more comfortable, and so I don't get oil on the driveway, I'm just gonna lay down a big piece of cardboard that I have laying around. Just slide it up under the car. Now you have a little bit more cushion than just the asphalt, and it's not as hot. So with that said, let's get up underneath the car and let's see what we're working with. Alright guys, so here I am under the car. Oh, that feels good. A breeze just came through. Alright, so the skid plate, here we go. So we have flathead right here, another flat. I don't know what size socket that is, but we'll figure that out. Another flathead, and then you have a couple Phillips. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's more than a couple, that's 4, but you guys get me. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Actually, let's figure out what size that is. That looks like 10. I'm a genius. It's 10 millimeter. So you need a 10 flat Phillips and a ratchet wrench or a wrench of any kind to get that that bolt off. So yeah, so let me go ahead and take this off, and we'll see what it looks like under here. Alright guys, so we got the skid plate off, and one other thing that we needed to do to get the rear motor mount on is there are some clips that go in here. They're just the regular like push style of clip that you normally find in the engine bay. In total I removed 4, and what that does is that it'll give you enough space to move this down so you can get a wrench in here and loosen this up. Alright guys, so when you first take out the bolt, the end of the bolt's going to be hitting the down pipe, or actually the front pipe. That's the front pipe. When you remove it though, there's enough slack in the motor mount to pull it down, and you have enough clearance here to pull the bolt out. So, and as you can see, the engine is fine. It's fully supported by the other motor mounts up top, so there's no reason to be scared. You don't have to brace this with anything. It'll be fine. So next we'll go ahead and take off the back, the bolt on the back, which I got here. So here I got a 3/8 with a 17 millimeter. Alright guys, so it'll be easier to come through the front. I was trying to come through back here, but yeah, it was just too tight. So you come through the front, just drop this down, and then get your 17 in there, start loosening up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen up, and I'm gonna hold it here so the motor mount doesn't fall on me as I'm taking this out.
You got automatic fire.
What?
Got fire. Automatic fire.
There we go. It's out. So let's compare the two. Pero come here. But look at me.
Ay, Dios.
Alright guys, so we got both motor mounts here. Here's the OEM one, and here's the Boomba one. So what ends up happening is that when you get on the gas, this motor mount here will actually flex. I could do it a little bit, but you know, when you have 200 and something foot-pound of torque to twist this, believe me, it twists, it moves. As shown in Boomba's I guess you could say, like in their engine bay cam, they showed, you could see when they get on it, you see the flex in the coming from the motor mount. The Boomba doesn't allow that. I mean, there's literally no opening there. There's no flex. So what that does is it helps get the power down to the ground, and you don't get like that rubber band effect. You might not think it's a big deal, but believe me, it does matter. The car will be quicker. Alright guys, just want to show you a quick trick. So you do not need a crowbar to move the engine in order to wiggle it in here. It's actually pretty free, just if you're strong enough. This is a transmission right here. There's a little ledge. So with my hands, I just pulled it enough so I could get it in there, so I could squeeze the rear motor mount. Let me see if I can do it again so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Whatever, you get the idea. You're gonna stick it in. It's gonna get stuck right here on the top. So what you need to do is you need to move the motor this way a little bit, so you can push this end forward and up. Once you got that, I mean, it's already in place. So at this point, it's just tightening down the bolts, and you're good to go. Another thing to note is that on the top part, on this side of the motor mount, it says manual transmission up, empty up. So that's the side you want facing the transmission. So the lettering is gonna face up towards the sky. So with that said, this is in. I'm gonna get my bolts on, and we'll be back. Actually, let's not be back. Let's just do this right now. So God damn it. Alright guys, so finally got it in. Follow Boomba's instructions. Alright, so once you get the motor mount, here, let me get you guys in here. So once you get the motor mount in, right, no bolts in. Once you just get it in, you want to put something here so you can push the motor mount down, and you want it to clear this black bracket right here, so you can get this bolt in. You just want to get it in enough so you can clear the front pipe when you push this back up. So once you do that, I mean, this is, you just tighten this down, put the other bolt in, tighten that down, and you're good to go. So yeah, scratch what I was trying to show you guys earlier. Clearly that was wrong. I should have just followed Boomba's instructions from the beginning. Yeah, but I tried things my way, trial and error, and I'm doing this so you guys don't have to make the same mistakes I do. So just follow Boomba's instructions to the T and you'll be good. Alright, let me just tighten this up so we can do the oil change and we're done for the day. Alright guys, so rear motor mount is done, so now we're going to do the oil. Don't forget to double bag it, you know, just in case one breaks. Still got that extra protection. Alright, well, let's go into the car and I'll show you what's up. Alright, thank you. Alright guys, so now we're gonna drain the oil. The drain plug is 17 millimeter. I have my little thingy here, catch the oil. So let's go ahead, start. Okay, a little bit. How about let's come leverage. There you go. Okay, it came loose. So I broke it loose. Alright. So now it's loose. Should do it by hand. You want to do it slowly. You want to do it slowly, and at the same time you hold it, you push it in to the engine, because it'll get to a point where it'll want to just fall out. So I'm just holding it forward. Being fat and under a car sucks. You need to lose weight and be skinny again. Alright, we're getting to that point. There we go. Alright, ready? Let go. Oh, oh. Shot out further than I thought. Alright, we're coming in. When it's draining, you want to just watch it, make sure, because initially it'll squirt out a good distance, and as it drains, you know, it starts to get there's less and less in the pan, so it's not as full, so it's not shooting out. Oh, shit. There we go. There we go. You want to wear glasses. You want to be careful, because the wind, oil can blow in your face. So you guys want to be careful with this part. Not that it's ever happened to me, but you still want to be careful. No reason in turning this into a trip to the hospital. So just let it drain. Just relax, lay back, stare at the plastic, the suspension, I don't know. Just relax, let it drain. Oh man. Just to give you guys a heads up, it's freaking, I don't know, 92 degrees, 77% humidity. Nothing compares to Florida summers. Just blazing hot. Alright, drip, drip, drip. I'm gonna let it go for a little bit longer. Alright. I think that's good enough. Start screwing it back in. At this point, we're good there. The only thing we have where we're gonna get messy is the oil filter. So I'm gonna get some paper towels, clean this up after. Now the fun part, the oil filter. Yeah, come on. There we go. Jesus. Woo! We did it! Woo! Alright. Now to get this thing off. This is always the fun part when they're facing down. Yes. We got it. Alright, let's clean this up. Whew. Alright guys, so let's get the new filter all set up, ready to go, and put in.
Huh?
How's my hair?
Awesome.
Alright.
Great.
Alright, so now we're going to put the filter on. So, what you want to do is you want to get your filter. By the way, I got the K&N. This is product number HP 1010-1010. I normally would have gone for a royal purple filter because those filters, if not the best, are close to it. So I just wanted something else that was within the same league, sort of. And also I like the fact that I can just stick a, I don't know what size this is, but at least I could stick a wrench on the end of this to turn it to take it off, and I don't have to deal with what you guys just saw down there. Which sucked. So okay, so you want to get your new oil, crack it open. I did Pennzoil Platinum Plus. On the Bob is the Oil forum, these Pennzoil products are top notch. So what you want to do is you want to get your finger, stick it in the new oil, take your filter, and you're gonna lube up the gasket. Just lube it up, and then on the threads. That's it. Alright guys, so with that done, we're underneath here. We're gonna put the new filter on. You know, pretty self-explanatory. Hands are a little greasy here. Alright, so I'll come back and make sure that's tight enough. There we go, hand tight. Alright guys, so we tighten everything up down there. Next we're going to put oil in. So the car says that it needs or it takes 3.7 quarts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 here and then I'm gonna put 3 and then work my way down slowly. Is it going?
Ready?
Yeah.
Action.
Alright guys, so we got about 3.7 quarts put in. We're gonna go ahead and check the dipstick, see where we're at. That was a different dipstick. Alright, let's clean it off. Put it back in. Take it out, see where we are. Okay, we need a little bit more. Alright. So we're gonna get a little bit more in there because I was below the full line.
No.
Okay. Clean this area around here. Ow.
It's hot.
Alright. Let's check the dipstick again. Now we're full. So now that we're full, before we finalize everything, I'm gonna turn the car on, make sure nothing's leaking, look under the car really quick. Check the oil again after it's been running for a while. Where are the keys? So you want to let the engine run for a little bit so the new oil can run through the engine. Not long, maybe 20-30 seconds. You want to look under the car, make sure the oil isn't leaking from the oil filter or from the drain plug, and then you want to check the oil level on the dipstick. Once you've done all that, put the skid plate back on, and you're good to go. Just make sure you don't see anything funky, any weird dash lights. Oh, and remember, well, I'll show you guys how to do that. We'll reset the maintenance interval inside. So yeah. So let's. I think the car's been running for a good amount of time. Let's shut it off. So now we're gonna go under the car. Just make sure everything's nice and tidy. No leaking whatsoever. Alright, so that's it. Let me bring this up here. That's it. Put the skid plate on. Yeah, put the skid plate on, clean this up, and then we'll go inside the car and I'll show you guys how to reset the maintenance interval on the Civic on the dash. Yeah. Guys, I almost forgot to check the dipstick. See where we're at. Yeah, we're good. Very good. One more time. All the way out. Yeah, guys, we're good. All right, I'll tidy things up, show you guys how to reset the maintenance interval, and we're good to go. Okay, so first you want to make sure that your car is in park. If your car is not in park, you will not be able to reset the maintenance interval. All right, so first go to your home menu, go to settings, vehicle, then you're going to want to select maintenance info. From there, see here it tells you the oil life. I already changed the oil, so I'm going to reset that to make sure it's 100%. And mind you, the car has 5,000 miles on it on the original oil from the dealer or from the factory. So we're going to go to select reset items, and then since we changed the oil, we're going to do engine oil, and it's going to ask you, would you like to reset maintenance information? Reset, and we should be good. Now when we come back to look at the oil, oh wait, there you go, oil life 100%. Perfect. So now we're good to go. All right guys, just as a final recap, so we did the oil change and we swapped out the rear motor mount with the Boomba one. In a separate video, I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna give my review on the rear motor mount and what I think, because I don't want to get on it right now because of Hurricane Dorian. I was scrambling for gas, and the only gas I could find was 87 octane. So I'm gonna run through this as quickly as I can, so I could get back on 93, and then I'll give you guys, you know, full pulls and all that stuff. But so far right now, just driving around town, I mean, yes, there's more vibration, but it's not that bad. I mean, I remember my Fiesta being much worse. And it's gonna be a nice long drive on our way to Sebring, because we're gonna get butt massages. And you laugh, you think it's funny, but it's true. Back in the day when my dad had a Harley, when you went past, he had a Fat Boy, and I believe those are hardtails, so they don't you get to a certain speed and your butt just goes numb. I think it was 60 miles an hour, and he used to call them I think magic fingers or spirit fingers, because it just numbed your butt completely. Funny stuff. One more thing, one of the reasons why you don't want to over tighten the oil filter is that and believe me, trust me, I've learned this through experience, and never again. So just hand tighten your oil filters, because one time I put it too tight on my Fiesta, and I ended up having to get a long screwdriver and punch it through the filter in order to get it off. That's how hard I had put it on the car. So keep in mind, just hand tighten the oil filter nice and snug. The same thing with the drain plug, you know, nice and snug. You don't have to crank it, you know, you don't have to strong arm it, you know, just, you know, be smart about it. Just be smart about it. All right guys, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, peace.